Hey guys, we're going to be looking at solving a linear system in 3 variables. So if you've made it this far, it's a very good thing for you, okay? Because you do need this advantage. So let's go and get this started. Alright, step 1. What we want to do is, we've got so many variables now, right? 3 variables, x, y, and z. So it's stuff that you already know, just a little more work. Okay, so take good notes. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, using elimination, take these first two equations. Okay, and if you remember, if we add them, this is going to disappear. So let's see what that looks like. Okay. You're going to try and be as neat as possible so that you don't make any silly mistakes. Okay. And again, what you're doing here, taking the whole equation plus another equation. Remember that? So here we get 3x. This cancels because they're opposite. Okay, here we got equals 5. Okay. Notice how I'm just organized here. The part disappeared, which is cool, right? We got rid of a variable. Now this is 1, 2, and 3, right? Equation 1, 2, and 3. So this one, which is simpler, smaller, let me write it again. 3x 2z equals 5. I'm going to call this 4. Okay. So he's new. Okay. All right, next. We'll call this step 2. We've got to do something similar and get another smaller equation. So now let's go ahead and take 1 and 3. Okay. So and xy to z negative 4. Alright, let me just double check. X plus y, whoops, plus 2z equals negative 4. Okay. And in this case, I'm going to have to get creative because the coefficients aren't opposites anywhere, like on step 1. So there's a couple things you can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this guy by negative 2 again, so I can have now the opposite here. Okay. So if I do that, let me try a different color. Okay. Right now I can't do much with this, so I'm gonna have to try something different. Right? Negative 2 is gonna give me opposite coefficients, so that should be cool, right? So I could do the math right here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewrite it so that you're not confused. So this guy stays the same. This guy's not going to change, right? Negative 2x minus 2y minus what? 4z equals 8. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add them. And I have negative x. Cool, it cancels. And down here, negative 7z equals 6. Okay. So let me go and put them together. Negative x minus 7z equals 6. So this guy's nice and small. We're going to call him 5. And he belongs with this family over here. I'll connect them to this guy. Alright, so now we have 2 small ones. Cool, it should shorten our work. So let's move on to step, we can call this 3. Alright, now here we're going to go ahead and take advantage of our 2 small equations. So 3x minus 2z. 5, and we have negative x minus 7 z equals 6. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to try and cancel out an additional variable. Now, we don't have the luck of having opposite coefficients, so we're going to use the same trick as last time. Now up here, I'm going to notice that I can multiply by 3, so I can have a negative 3. So that's what the trick's going to be here. Okay. So now I'm going to rewrite it over here. First one stays the same. Equals 5. And this next one now is what? Negative 3x minus 21z equals 3 times 6, that would be 18. So now that I've got opposite coefficients, I can add them. This whole equation with this one. Check that out. Boom, done. This is negative 23z equals 23. Okay, divide by 23 to both sides. Sorry, negative 23. And z equals negative 1. Okay, so let's move on to step 4. Okay, but we already have z, so what we can do is take advantage of the smaller equations. Doesn't matter which one. Let's go ahead and use the fifth one. Negative x minus 7z equals 6. Right, just borrowing this guy again. And we already know that I should circle this guy here. Z is negative 1, so let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in there. Negative x minus 7 times negative 1 equals 6. Do the math on that. We got plus 7 equals 6. We got, let me shorten it, we're going to subtract 7, so I have negative 1 and x equals 1. Done. Okay. And what step are we on? Step 4. Let's go to step 5. Okay, on this step 5, we already know what these other two guys are, right? X and z. So let's go and plug them in. It could be any of the first three, since all three have the variables. So I'm going to go with the third one, x, since it looks easier to remember, x, y to negative 4. X, y to negative 4. And let's go and plug in what we know. What is it that we know? We got 1 for this guy, plus, do we know this guy? No. Plus 2 times, do we know this guy? Yes. Equals, do we know this guy? Yeah, it's given. Alright. So 1 plus y minus 2 equals negative 4. We got y minus 1 equals negative 4. We got y. Right, add 1 to both sides, and you got negative 3. So we've got all our winners, and as step 6, just describe the solution set. In this case, we have what? X is 1, we have y is negative 3, and z is negative 1. Okay, thanks for your time, guys.